Right then, so we're back.
We are indeed. This is Clover.
And this is Fiona.
And we are
Fat Bottomed Girl.
And we're going to do some confectionery now. We're going to make some lovely marshmallows to go with our hot chocolate.
Homemade marshmallows, seriously.
Yeah, seriously. They're not difficult.
So good.
There's a bit of technique to this, but if you can just master it.
But they're quite the rage as well at the moment. I think if
are.
anybody can have a go at these and just see that it's not horrendous.
And you can make plain ones, and once you get the hang of them, you can put all sorts of flavours in. So you can grate some lemon in and coffee in and all sorts of things. So we're going to get started. So the first thing I'd like you to do, Clover, is I would like you to split the eggs up. I want 2 egg whites in there, please.
No problem.
And then once you've done that, we're going to put a bit of sugar in from my bowl. We've got 350 grams of sugar here. I'm going to put most of it in my pan because we're going to make a sugar syrup. Don't panic. It's not difficult.
It's not panicky. So we're going to keep these yolks back to make something else with.
We will. Nice in an omelette, actually.
We won't waste those.
And I'm going to put a big dessert spoonful of sugar into there. The rest of it's going into the pan. If you could put a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, that might help.
That's definitely going to help. So I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar.
Yeah.
What is cream of tartar?
So what cream of tartar will do, well, it will stabilise your egg whites, so it will stop it from splitting.
Lovely.
So it means that they keep their volume really nicely. So
brilliant.
I'm going to put 150 ml of water in with my sugar.
I'm going to do a squeeze of vanilla paste.
And I'm going to put about dessert-ish to a tablespoonful of glucose in. Now, if you've seen our other recipes, you see we used glucose once before when we were making.
But that stops crystallisation, doesn't it?
It does, yes. So it just means that it's just a useful thing. You know, you can find it. This one's just.
It's ever so easy to get as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, funny enough, chemists keep it.
They do.
Because
I used to put glucose on when I had an ulcer. My grandmother used to put it on when I had an ulcer in my mouth. She used to put a little dash of it on top of it to protect it. So
how
she said.
Brilliant. Anyway. There's a funny thing with glucose. If you get it in a pot, so I learnt this because name's right. I've done a bit of work out in Thailand, but I always used to. It's really sticky. It's like golden syrup. But if you wet your hands, if you scoop into the pot, it comes straight out. And you don't get sticky hands.
On your hands.
Wet hands. No.
Right, I'm going to whisk this. We're going to start using the.
Rolling boil. I'm just stirring it now to make sure it's dissolved. But once it comes up to the boil, I'm actually going to stop and just let it do its thing. It doesn't need me stirring or fiddling around with it. So just make sure it's all the sugar is in the water.
How far am I taking the whites?
So you're going to get it up to about 3/4. So they're just beginning to hold their form a little bit, but they're not all there. And when the sugar syrup is ready, and what we're going to do is we're going to stream it in. So
lovely. Very nice, just a slow pouring.
Definitely. Now, unfortunately, there's a sugar thermometer counting, so you do actually have to have a sugar thermometer. And we need to get this up to 120 degrees, which is pretty hot. Yeah, that's perfect, actually.
Lovely.
And then the one other thing that we need to do, so all this vanilla paste. Have you got the vanilla in?
Vanilla's in.
Lovely.
You can see the beautiful flecks in there. I love this vanilla paste. I think it's really good.
I think it's very good.
I always use it.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. Now, the other thing I've got here is I've got 6 sheets of gelatin. Now, you can get the stuff off from the supermarkets, but I tend to find it's not as strong as the stuff that you can get on the internet.
Better, I think.
The leaf is much better. It's one of those weird ingredients that sometimes you don't really understand. But what you have to do is you have to rehydrate it. It's called blooming it. So I've got a pot here. I'm just going to break them in half. Actually, I'm going to put my water in first. So all you need to do... It happens
really quickly though with gelatin, doesn't it?
About 10 minutes. So I want them to be nice and soft. When these are all soft and when the syrup is ready, I'm going to add the gelatin in, and that's just going to stabilise our marshmallows. So pop that in.
Yeah, we're not going to be far off, you know.
It's not far off.
It is indeed.
Pretty good.
So I'm going to line this tray as well so they don't stick. So I'm going to do a mix of corn flour and icing sugar. So nice thick powder on the bottom of that so that they don't get all fussy with themselves and start sticking.
You put the corn flour in because it just makes it a little bit less sticky, actually.
Yes.
So, perfect. Now, I gave this job to Clover because I figured it was probably likely to go everywhere, but she's been very precise and very careful.
You thought. Actually, it's been quite messy, but I quite like this.
Oh, look at that.
So, is that enough?
I think that's enough. Nice thick layer on the bottom, like it's been snowing. That will stop your marshmallow from sticking. If you don't do that, you will not. You'll have to scoop it out with a spoon.
Oh,
and
we
eat
don't
it
want that.
from there. So
just do it as a bit more.
should be lovely and sticky.
Okay.
So I'm going to wait for this. This is coming up now. We've got a rolling
Hey,
boil.
tell you what, we're not far.
No, so what happens with sugar is that it gets to about 100, 105 degrees and then it stops, and it's what's happening is that the sugar is cooking, the water is cooking off, and it's going through a bit of a transformation here.
Yeah.
So it has to kind of stable itself before it starts taking the temperature up again. So if you get to about 100, 110 and you see it's not doing anything, don't panic, because then it will start to
Then
rise.
it really will start to go.
Yeah.
So what are we on now?
I reckon
About 100.
So we are, yeah, just on 100. So you can see the steam is coming off, the water's coming off.
It is. So it's kind of holding. It is actually
transitioning.
holding, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So don't panic about that. We will get
Just
there.
keep watching.
So I reckon if we come back in about 5 minutes when that's hit 120, and we'll get on with
We'll
the next
finish the rest of it off. So we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Right, so we're back.
120 degrees.
Perfect.
So this is what they call softball. Say nothing. Say nothing.
He does say
Slow
soft ball and firm ball.
You had to say that as well, didn't
Wait,
you?
I'm sorry, the child in me. Okay, not the child in me,
dear.
the crazy person in me.
Crazy person.
Right then.
No, we've got to add something. So our gelatin, let me show you the gelatin.
I'm too keen.
Look at that. So this is now what they call ballooned, but I want to take the water out because I don't want that to
I'm sorry to
ruin
say this,
our
but don't you love the
marshmallow.
feel of that as well?
It's very
heavenly,
satisfying. Yeah, so make sure you squeezed as much water out as you can.
I was going to say she did say that.
What were you going to say? No, you
It's
can
about
say
soft
now.
balls.
Softballs. You fixated, woman. You and your softballs. So just stir that in.
And it melts ever so fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ready. So we're going to stream this in.
I'm going to stop while you explain that.
I wanted to shout, actually.
Carry on shouting.
Thank you. So it will start to set, and you'll get thick streams that no longer amalgamate back into it. So we are going to just spend 5 minutes or so to do this. We'll come back and we'll finish this off for you.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
See you soon.
And I'll clean your pan.
You will.
I will. Okay, Clover, if you can see, we've got the ribbons coming now.
Yeah.
It's holding its form. You feel it's slowing
Really
down
changed.
loads more. So I think we're probably about there and ready to go. So we'll get some into our tin.
Oh, that's better.
God, my ears.
Couldn't hear myself think.
God.
Mm.
Oh, that looks great. So you've got these, you can see, lovely
It's
ribbons
so
now.
light and fluffy, I love it.
Yeah. Do you want to spoon half of that into our
I
prepped
will
tin?
indeed.
Let's move this
I
water.
like the way
from
she
the
lets me
gelatin.
do stuff.
I know.
Be trusted with the marshmallows.
Oh, look
Look
at
at
the
the
ripples.
ribbons.
That looks beautiful. So reserve half of it. If
I
you want
will.
to just spread that little bit around so it just covers the base. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a two-tone. So we've got
Oh.
white, and then what we're going to do is I've got some blackberries and I've got some freeze-dried blackberry powder in here. You could put food colouring if you want, or flavouring, whatever, so that's fine. And we're just
So
spreading it
you're
out.
using the freeze-dried blackberries, but did you rehydrate them a little bit, didn't you?
So yeah, I've got some blackberries here, but then I've got the powder here as well. And yeah, and if you use a freeze-dried blackberry, you can rehydrate them a little bit.
So what's next?
And then we're going to put the powder in.
Ooh.
Right, do you want to stir that
Yes,
up?
I do. Look at that
Oh.
colour.
I love the way nature gives us nice
I
colours.
know.
Do you want some more blackberry in
Yes,
there?
please.
Yeah, so we've got lots of flavour in there.
Oh, it smells incredible.
You can smell it
I
straight
really
off.
can smell it.
And then
Look at
we'll get some of these blackberries in here as
I
well.
love working with this. It just feels so good.
There.
You can
All
feel
in.
it changing again because you've put cooler ingredients in.
Yeah, look at that.
Starting
it's
to get
really
quite
holding
pulling,
its
isn't
shape,
it?
isn't it? Oh, do you know what? Sorry.
Oh, bug it in.
Yeah, chuck it in. Waste not, want not.
Right, so.
Lovely. Now you need to carefully probably spoon that on.
Okay.
Otherwise you're just going to get
smear
dollops.
it about.
Or, you know, it doesn't really matter. You could put dollops in and then you could actually use the back of the spoon and we could actually swirl it round. Let's do that.
Right, I will do.
Can you see it's now really holding its form? It's really ready to
You
set.
can feel the change in it.
Uh-huh.
How is it?
It's alright.
It's alright. Okay.
It is delicious. Try some of that one.
I'm going to. I'll just do this. Oh man.
Good.
I doubled it, but it's only us.
Oh, well, it's only us.
Okay.
Only us.
Right.
Okay, and I'm going to just use the back of the spoon.
Cute.
Yeah.
So what happens with this now?
So we need to set this. So if you can get some more icing sugar and corn flour.
It's here.
We're going to put, once I've finished faffing around here,
We're going to do a little layer.
we're going to do another layer. And then we're going to put some cling film over the top of it so there's no moisture coming into it, and we're going to pop this in the fridge, and this needs at least 4 hours to actually set. Overnight is better. But I think what we'll do
so
is
it's fridge set, right, that's
yeah.
Right, cool.
So I think the best thing to do would be, this would be really nice if we have this at our little party later on.
Yeah.
And we can put this in a hot chocolate.
Definitely.
And I think it would work really well. So nice thick layer.
Blackberry marshmallows in hot
Blackberry,
chocolate.
who
Yes,
knew?
please.
Perfect.
Okay.
And there we
How's
have
that?
it. Perfect.
So we're going to cling that in a moment.
Yeah, get that into the fridge.
Do we have any we prepared earlier?
Here's some. We prepared. I've got a sticky cheek. I've got sticky
I've
fangs.
got a sticky cheek.
Okay.
Yes.
So these are some we prepared earlier. Blackberry
try
marshmallows. You can see you've got the swirls of the light running through them as
so
well.
delicate.
These are really, look at these little bits of
Oh, a
chocolate
bit
on
of
there.
chocolate stuck to that's a bonus.
Look at them. I mean, look at them. They are.
Do you know what as well? The vanilla absolutely comes flying through as well.
I think so. I think it's nice, that white layer, to have something
Definitely.
in there. Some little bit of
Absolutely
extra.
delicious.
Thank you.
Have a go, guys. I think you'll agree. I feel like I would definitely have a go at those.
Good.
Thank you.
I've got my mouth full now.
As usual. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Mm.
Mmm.